Shalom, kal halalyam la Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, recha, kodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well and labor in the word and doctrine. Shalom and in peace. May that be into the elect of the nation of Israel. We're going to go into this, the categories, or rather characteristics for the category of a bishop in the Holy Scriptures. So in 1 Timothy chapter 3 verse 2, a bishop then must be blameless, the husband of one wife. Pause there. This means that if you're not a bishop, other men in the nation of Israel, years and years ago in the ancient world, did have multiple wives. The nation of Israel came through multiple wives. But it's not expedient. We teach it's not expedient in this time. That's the one thing that you don't hear the other groups getting on us for. That we teach, it's a matter of the law. You go by the letter of the law, and this was an ancient custom that was practiced, and it's it's lawful. But as Apostle Paul said, all things are lawful for me, but not all things are expedient. All things edify not. I will not be brought under the power of any. Two different scriptures. They finish slightly different in different places. Vigilant, sober. Now that doesn't mean you can't drink, but it talks about not being given to wine. So sober goes into having a sound mind. For example, if you teach the charagma is fucking an embargo, you're not sound mind, right? That word should be sophroneo. Okay, sophron, same, it's the root word.
Strong's G 4998, sophron.
And the first one is what applies here, of a sound mind, sane in one's senses. And the second one says curbing one's desires and impulses, self-controlled, temperate, and sober 2 times, temperate 1 time, discreet 1 time in the King James Version. Sober, of good behavior, given to hospitality, apt to teach, not given to wine. Given to wine is a compound word. Paroinos, it says given to wine, drunken. Right, so doing too much with it. If you can't go and if you're pissy drunk every lesson, that's a fucking problem. Not given to wine, no striker, not greedy of filthy lucre, but patient, not a brawler, not covetous, one that ruleth well his own house, having his children in subjection with all gravity, dealing with weight. So if someone's grave, they are moderate, serious, solemn. It says, for if a man know not how to rule his own house, how should he take care of the church of the Most High? Not a novice, lest being lifted up with pride he fall into the condemnation of the devil. And this is the main one I wanted to focus on, because there's so many groups. Every week you have a new Israelite group. That's not a bad thing. Elder Apostle often says, there should be camps on every street corner in Babylon, around the whole world for that matter, which is part of Ezekiel 37. But there's men that have come before us, and we ought to follow order, as the scripture says, let all things be done decently and in order. Now it's not decently and in order for you to teach for 2 weeks, and now you think you're the top teacher in Israel. There's men that have been in this truth longer than I've been alive. Right, so for me, that would feel fucking off. To try and exalt myself or oneself above them. Now when it comes to certain issues, there's men that have been in this truth a long time and don't have the doctrine correct. But there's men that have the doctrine correct. And these are the true elders. The apostles, the elders of Great Millstone. It says not a novice. And the word novice, if you ever see the dollar bill, where is this screen recorder thing? Hold on. Alright, so this on the dollar bill, and this isn't part of the lesson, but it's just a side point. Novus, what does that mean? New. Right, new, order, dealing with order. Seclorum, dealing with the world. Like you say, England used to be a religious country, now it's a secular country. Right, from that root, seclorum. Right, so the word novus is the root, or a linked word to novice. Nuova in Italian is how you say new. The novelty, if you say, oh, the novelty is worn off, like it says a novelty. Quality of being new, also new manner of fashion and innovation. We don't need the whole of that. Let's get the word novice. Novice, probationer in a religious order. So is this a religious order? Yes, a so-called religious order. Probationer in a religious order from Old Latin, what? From Old French, novice, beginner, from Medieval Latin, novitius or novicius, noun, use of Latin, novitius, newly imported, newly arrived, inexperienced of slaves. Right, so we're meant to be slaves, truly. They're prisoners of Yahawashi, prisoners of hope. This is Zechariah 9 and 12. Turn you to the stronghold, ye prisoners of hope. Even today do I declare that I will render double unto thee. This is a lot. Oops. There's a lot. This is what I was thinking of, the Philemon 1:1. Paul, a prisoner of Yahawashi HaMashiach, and Timothy, our brother, unto Philemon, our dearly beloved and a fellow laborer. Right, so we are meant to be as new slaves. And, you know, when you're in a camp order, or when you're in a body, you know, obey them that have rule over you. Hebrews 13 and 17. Obey them that have rule over you and submit yourselves, for they watch for your souls, as they that must give account, that they may do it with joy and not with grief, for that is unprofitable for you. Right, so a brother's not telling you, alright brother, you need to calm down on this, or you need to do more of this, just because he likes the sound of his own voice, it feels good. You know, he's telling you, be careful of this, beware of this, as a, like as a spiritual parent, especially them that are up in age. That's how they are to be given reverence. Like it talks about Malachi, about, Abba Bivens, John the Baptist, turning the heart of the children to the fathers. Not a novice, lest being lifted up with pride, he fall into condemnation of the devil. Because you'll be proud if you think, right, these people have been doing it for 10 upon 10 upon 10 years, and continue. And they're continuing, that's the thing. These men haven't taken years off, 10 years off. Oh, I'm back. Yeah, they've shown a pattern of good works. So that is for something for you to look upon and behold and acknowledge. Now let's get a scripture. First Timothy 5:17. Let the elders that rule well be counted worthy of double honor. That's why we say it at the start of every lesson, pretty much. Let the elders that rule well be counted worthy of double honor, especially they who labor in the word and doctrine. And when the elders were coming up and started teaching and everything, this wasn't just you look on YouTube, you find a video, and now you've got the full breakdown. These men went into books, traveled across cities, went into libraries. Now these men have sacrificed a lot and given a lot. Let the elders that rule well be counted worthy of double honor, especially they who labor in the word and doctrine. For the scripture saith, thou shalt not muzzle the ox that treadeth out the corn, and the laborer is worthy of his reward. Right, so I'll leave it there. Just a quick one. Next video, Lord willing, shalom.